Ning Xiaoliai walked down the street in despair, eyes full of pain. Not long ago, he had a girlfriend of nearly 2 years and chose to break up with him. I have never rejected your pursuit, because I think you are still a good person, but after all, you don't meet the standards of a boyfriend in my mind. Now I have a suitable candidate, so we can't be together. Thinking back to what his girlfriend said to him before leaving, Ning Xiaoliai shook his head mockingly with a bitter expression on his face. The good guys who go to the special, to put it bluntly, are they used as spare tires? Hey, the is hypocritical. Ning Xiaoliai took out an exquisite box in his pants pocket, and Ning Xiaoliai, who was so dizzy with pain, was about to throw it into the trash can. This is a part-time job that he skipped class and worked frugally. It took him several months to save money to buy a birthday gift for Lin Xin, an Afani heart-shaped necklace. Lin Xin is Ning Xiaoliai's girlfriend, and to be precise, she is already an ex-girlfriend. But when Ning Xiaoliai threw the box out, he suddenly felt that his head had been smashed heavily by something. Due to his body imbalance, he almost fell into a dog. Who hit me? Ning Xiaoliai jumped up, swore angrily, and looked around. But besides him, there was no one around, only a dim yellow street lamp above his head emitting a bleak light, which seemed to mock his embarrassed appearance. Ding! A device that can receive signals has been detected and is trying to connect. Connection succeeded. 2 voices without the slightest emotion rang in Ning Xiaoliai's mind, and then Ning Xiaoliai felt the cell phone in his buttocks buzzing and vibrating. What the hell? Ning Xiaoliai was startled, and took out his mobile phone subconsciously, and was stunned to see an additional chat software in his mobile phone, and a person named Nuwa dragged him into a group. Then came a series of news reminders, all of which were soliciting news, such as the Fox Demon Daji, Meishan Yuanhong, the Bull Devil, the Black Bear Spirit, the Yellow Wind Monster, and the Bone Spirit. After looking at it for a moment, Ning Xiaoliai laughed blankly. I'm afraid it's not a group of teasers. What a net name is this? Moreover, all of them are the names of monsters and ghosts. If you say this, doesn't your brother name the Jade Emperor, you all have to kneel and call your majesty. Shaking his head speechlessly, Ning Xiaoliai was about to uninstall this extra software. To say that the current rogue software is too awesome, it will be installed automatically, not accept it. But just as Ning Xiaoliai was about to tap his finger, he suddenly remembered the voice in his mind at the beginning, and his whole body suddenly stiffened. If it is said that the software is installed automatically, what about the prompt sound? Is it possible that the current rogue software has advanced to this level? Just as Ning Xiaoliai frowned and thought, someone in the group he joined suddenly spoke. Golden-winged Dapen Eagle, Nuwa Empress, pull us into the group. Do you want to take us to fight? My little Jinpeng is willing to be the first one. 9 Spirit Yuan Sheng, you know how to fight when you fight. Do you want me to practice with you? Golden-winged Dapen Eagle, brother, someone is bullying me. Peacock King, which one does not open your eyes? I don't know if the Peacock King is the first under the saints. Do you want to live? Bull Demon King, what a special thing, you can see your 2 brothers bullying wherever you go. I can't stand the bull. Bone Essence, same as above. Fox Demon Daji, same as above. Huang Fengagui, same as above. Behind was a group of people following suit, and the spearhead instantly pointed at the golden-winged Dapen Eagle and the Peacock Daming King. Ning Xiaoliai found it interesting, and replied, feeling a little better because of the sadness of being broken in love. Unexpectedly, people in this group not only have funny names, but also the content of the chat. At this moment, the Nuwa who Ning Xiaoliai joined the group suddenly jumped out. Nuwa, it's all quiet, I have something to say. It seemed that because Nuwa was the leader of the group, everyone gave her face, and the group instantly calmed down. Nuwa, recently, the establishment of a group is popular, and a lot of people have been established on the human race. Our demon race cannot lag behind. This is the purpose of this group. Nuwa, the purpose of this group is to let all the monsters love each other, help each other, and restore the glory of the ancient times. To celebrate the establishment of this group, I will send you a big red envelope. As soon as Nuwa finished speaking, a big red envelope appeared on the screen. Ning Xiaoliai froze for a moment, and then clicked on it out of instinct. Congratulations, I grabbed 2 red envelope demon power pills, and they have been put in the sumi bag. Yao Li Dan, what the hell? Ning Xiaoliai was a little confused. What kind of weird thing is this? Is it some kind of prop? After a short silence, the group fry the pan directly. Bull Demon King, oh yeah, Lao Nu, I grabbed 3 fried heavenly talisman, thanks to Empress Nuwa. Golden Winged Daypen Eagle, fried sky talisman? Why did I a useless 4-leaf clover? 9 Spirit Yuan Sheng, stupid bird, have you been punished? I snatched 5 demon chi pills, I am angry with you, haha Golden Winged Daypen Eagle, paralysis, wait, I will take my brother to grab you. 9 Spirits Yuan Sheng, damn, who is afraid of whom, grandchildren come out. Huang Shijing, Zia Wing, Huang Shi is here. Shi Jing, the lion is here. Snow Lion Spirit, the snow lion is here. Looking at the golden-winged Great Peng Eagle and the 9 Spirit Yuan Sheng who were pinched up without saying a word, Ning Xiaoliai was speechless and found the icon of Sumi's bag. As soon as I clicked it, a green pill appeared on the screen, with a small number 2 in the lower right corner. Before Ning Xiaoliai had time to check, the phone suddenly vibrated. He clicked on the flashing icon curiously, but saw that a man named Weasel wanted to add his friend. Without thinking about it, Ning Xiaoliai directly agreed. Big brother, I think you grabbed 2 demon power pills, can you exchange one for me? After the friend passed, the Weasel demon sent a message. After thinking about it, Ning Xiaoliai felt that he had 2 of them anyway, and they were just a prop, which was useless, so he agreed. Haha, thank you brother, you are a good demon, this is for you. Hearing Ning Xiaoliai's promise, the Weasel demon was overjoyed and sent a red envelope over. Ning Xiaoliai was speechless, clicked on the red envelope, and a prompt popped up in front of her eyes. Congratulations, you grabbed the red envelope of the Weasel demon, and got 3 super invincible stink bombs, which have been put in the sumi bag. Clicking on the sumi's bag, there were 3 more dark objects inside. Ning Xiaoliai took a look, and first sent a demon power pill to the Weasel demon. After thinking for a moment, as if remembering something, Ning Xiaoliai asked the Weasel demon, brother, how do you use the stink bomb you exchanged for me? Extract it, just throw it to the ground. Hey, it's not me bragging, the power is quack. Extract? Ning Xiaoliai was a little confused, and subconsciously clicked on the smelly bomb icon. Whether to extract super invincible odor bomb, please select the number of extraction. Without thinking about it, Ning Xiaoliai chose to extract everything. The next moment, 3 stink bombs appeared silently in Ning Xiaoliai's hands. Ghost. After a moment of stunned, a sad scream suddenly sounded in the empty street. After a long time, Ning Xiaoliai recovered, staring at the 3 stink bombs that were almost thrown away in his hand, rubbed his eyes vigorously, and repeatedly confirmed that it was not the problem with his eyes. Suddenly, an extremely absurd idea appeared in Ning Xiaoliai's mind. Could it be that in that software, the people in that group are all real monsters? I want to welcome the same future as you, and I want to stare at the same star in the same place. At this moment, Ning Xiaoliai's cell phone ringing suddenly rang. After the call was connected, a man's anxious voice came from inside. Xiaolei, where is it? Come to the Miracle KTV 301 room, Shanzi was beaten. I like the super big monster chat red envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it. The super big monster chat red envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest. Stopped a taxi, Ning Xiaoliai rushed all the way to Miracle KTV. It was his roommate Wang Kai who called, and the mountain in his mouth was Chongshan, another person in the dormitory. She said she was a roommate, but she was actually like a brother. When Ning Xiaoliai encountered problems in the past, they did not help much. So Ning Xiaoliai rushed to Chongshan without saying a word. No matter what kind of danger he would encounter next, he would never back down. Even if the brothers are killed, they must help. KTV 3rd floor, room 301, there are a dozen people in it. According to normal circumstances, it was supposed to be singing and drinking and lively, but the situation at this time is not quite right. On the leather sofa, a young man dressed in brand names, looking like a rich kid, lay on it. In his arms, a woman with fair skin and charming eyebrows, wearing a short dress with suspenders, lay down with a happy face. And around them, there were people on the 7th and 8th, with a smile on their faces and flattering words. Brother Go, a beauty like Lin Xin, only you deserve to enjoy it. Haha, it's a match made in heaven between Ge Go and Mei Li. Those two little wraiths also said that Mei Lin was Ning Xiaoliai's object, and they didn't wink at all. Yeah, the toad also wants to eat swan meat, so Ning Xiaoliai is so poor, go dream. The rich boy named Du Weigu seemed very satisfied with the flattery of everyone. While rubbing Lin Xin's soft waist, he laughed and said, "That's good. How can Xiner be touched by a toad? Let me continue. Hit. Yes, brother Go." In a corner of the room, several young men surrounded the two young men with swollen noses and kicked them. Although the two resisted desperately, the heroes couldn't stand the crowds, leaving many scars on their bodies again. Dang! At this moment, there was a loud noise, and the private room door was kicked open. Ning Xiaoliai stood at the door, and after seeing what was happening inside, he couldn't help but yelled, "Stop it to labor and capital!" After shouting, he turned to Du Weigu and Lin Xin who sat up in a panic from his arms, and said, "Du Weigu, Lin Xin, what is going to come to me? What is the matter with my roommate? How did you come?" Lin Xin stood up, staring at Ning Xiaoliai, and said coldly. A trace of disgust flashed in Ning Xiaoliai's eyes. He saw the intimate actions of Lin Xin and Du Weigu just now. He did not expect that his girlfriend who had been dating for nearly 2 years would be such a woman. "I don't know why I was blind at the time and I would like her." After snorting, Ning Xiaoliai didn't speak, walked over and pulled away the people surrounding Wang Kai and Chongshan, and helped the two with horrible faces up. "Xiaolei, you go quickly, leave us alone, I didn't expect them to really dare to attack you, otherwise they would never call you." Wang Kai, who was slightly fat, looked at Ning Xiaoliai anxiously and urged. Without waiting for Ning Xiaoliai to speak, Du Weigu, who stood up from the sofa, said, "I've come here, it's not easy to want to leave. I will not leave. I will do things the other way. My business has nothing to do with my roommate. You let them leave." Upon hearing this, Ning Xiaoliai looked at Du Weigu coldly, a trace of killing intent flashed in his eyes. He just watched the injuries of Wang Kai and Chongshan. Although they were not fatal, they would never recover for 10.5 months. As a classmate, Du Weigu dealt with two people like this, how could he not be angry? And he did not expect that Lin Xin's new boyfriend was Du Weigu. "What if I say I won't let you go?" Du Weigu looked at Ning Xiaoliai jokingly, with a hint of mockery in his eyes. His family is engaged in the business of medicinal materials, with assets of several hundred million. In his eyes, Ning Xiaoliai and others are basically two worlds. For him, with just a little money, he can find someone to clean up people like Ning Xiaoliai. "You can give it a try. Even if you don't want this life, I will tear a piece of flesh from you." Ning Xiaoliai said viciously with the cold light in his eyes. Not to mention, Du Weigu was really taken aback by Ning Xiaoliai's appearance, his face changed slightly, and he said, "Well, it's you who I want to deal with anyway, and it doesn't matter if they leave. No, Xiao Lei, we won't go. Xiao Lei, today our three brothers are living and dying together. Let's see if Du Weigu dares to kill him. Wang Kai and Chong Shan shook their heads, resolutely reluctant to leave. Ning Xiaoliai winked at the two of them, but they were worried about him and ignored him. Put them out for me. Seeing the two ink marks, Du Weigu became impatient and rushed to the side of the humanity. When he fell silent, 4 or 5 young people walked out immediately, and they could not help but retreat Wang Kai and Chong Shan, and when they returned, they closed the door inside. Chong Shan and Wang Kai smashed them a few times outside, and there was no movement after they couldn't smash them. They didn't know if they left or tried to find a way. Okay, we can settle the bill. In the private room, Du Weigu looked at Ning Xiaoliai with a stern smile. Settlement? What kind of account? Because I was her ex-boyfriend. Ning Xiaoliai squinted and asked Lin Xin who was aside. Du Weigu waved his hand and said, No, I'm not so petty. I just want you to give up Xiner completely. Let's say, 10,000 yuan and a beating, which one do you choose? Give up completely? 10,000. Ning Xiaoliai was slightly taken aback, and looked at Du Weigu in surprise. Why, too little. So you chose to be beaten? Du Weigu snorted, thinking that Ning Xiaoliai was too young. Looking at Lin Xin in disgust, Ning Xiaoliai shook his head and said, No, I think you have misunderstood. Now I don't like this woman at all. I am not the same as her. Besides, 10,000 words are too many. Up. Count you kid acquaintance. Du Weigu snorted triumphantly. He didn't believe Ning Xiaoliai's reasons, but felt that Ning Xiaoliai was afraid of his identity, so he deliberately said so. Unlike Du Weigu, Lin Xin is familiar with Ning Xiaoliai, knowing that he would not say this out of fear. Besides, the disgust in Ning Xiaoliai's eyes just now was so obvious. So it seems that Ning Xiaoliai really doesn't like her anymore. What he meant was that Lin Xin was not worth this 10,000 yuan. In an instant, a deep sense of humiliation came to her heart, and Lin Xin couldn't help screaming, Ning Xiaoliai, what do you mean? It doesn't mean much, you continue, I withdrew. A sneer flashed in his eyes. Ning Xiaoliai walked to the door and opened the door. When he left, he took out the 3 super invincible stink bombs from his pocket and threw them to the ground. Smashing the door severely, Ning Xiaoliai retched and ran away. Even though he closed the door quickly, there was still a hint of smell in his nose. Sure enough, it deserves the name of super invincible stink bomb, the taste is strong enough. Oh, what the is this, Ning Xiaoliai, I'm cao big yet. Wow, wow, vomiting, vomiting, soon Nima opens the door. Lying on the grass, don't throw up on me, Lin Xin, you bitch, where do your eyes grow? Ning Xiaoliai felt more happy as he listened to the yelling and yelling in his ears, and his feelings of grief due to broken love were much weaker. All the way out of the KTV, he saw Wang Kai and Chong Shan who were calling the police at the door. He waved his hand and shouted at both of them, Shanzi, Fatty Kai, run fast, it's too late to explain. Wang Kai and Chong Shan were stunned, not thinking that much, and ran forward behind Ning Xiaoliai. Turning a corner, Ning Xiaoliai stopped a taxi and pushed Wang Kai and Chong Shan up. He was just about to go up, and suddenly heard a cry for help from the shadow not far away, Ah, don't come here, help. After a moment of stunned, Ning Xiaoliai rushed to Wang Kai and Chong Shan and said, You go first, I'll go and see. After all, without giving the two a chance to speak, he ran over and shouted as he ran, Let go of that girl and let me come. I like the super big monster chat red envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it, the super big monster chat red envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest. Hearing someone calling for help, Ning Xiaoliai didn't think so much, and ran over quickly. It was not until it was closed that things were not quite right. In the shadows under the tall buildings, several gangsters turned in his direction, showing bad expressions. Among them, a girl was faintly visible, her face covered with tears, and she was holding her collar pitifully. Taking advantage of the distraction of the gangsters, the girl slammed away from the person in front of her, ran to Ning Xiaoliai, and hugged his arm tightly as if she saw a savior. A faint smell of alcohol pours into his nose. Ning Xiaoliai's body suddenly froze. What a beautiful girl! In the shadows just now, he didn't see the girl's appearance clearly, and now he realized that it turned out to be an extremely beautiful girl. The girl's melon seed face, milky white skin, eyebrows like a crescent moon, nose curled, thin lips. The most attractive thing is her deep and bright eyes like black gems. So beautiful, so soft. Ning Xiaoliai looked at the girl obsessively and muttered subconsciously. Compared with the girl in front of her, Lin Xin is a village woman, the difference between Yinghuo and Haoyu. What did you say? Ah, they are here. The girl was very nervous, didn't listen to Ning Xiaoliai's words too clearly, and screamed, pointing to the front. Ning Xiaoliai reacted to her current situation only after hearing her shout, and a layer of cold sweat instantly oozes on his forehead. There are still a few punks on the opposite side to be resolved, but it's not the time to enjoy Wengxiang nephrite. Boy, play heroes to save the United States? Are you brave enough? At this moment, a young man with yellow hair sneered with a cold expression on his face inside the small who came around. Another red-haired young man next to him followed. If you know you, get out, don't disturb your brothers and beauties. When the girl heard this, she was anxious and shook Ning Xiaoliai's arm anxiously, tears shining in her eyes, and said, "Don't leave me, save me, I will repay you well." Lin Xiahua, don't worry, I am here and you won't be troubled. Hearing this, Ning Xiaoliai patted his chest to make sure. He knew the girl in front of him, and it was Lin Yuman, one of their school's 3 major faculties. It was just in his impression that Lin Yuman had always been an image of a good girl. How could she ran into the street in the middle of the night and drank alcohol and was tuned by the gangsters? Ah, you know me. Lin Yuman looked at Ning Xiaoliai in amazement, surprised. Ning Xiaoliai smiled and nodded, I don't know one of the 3 major college students in Tiancheng College. I'm paralyzed, give you a face, right? You still chatter? Brothers, come on, scrap this kid. Seeing the 2 of them doing this, the gangsters suddenly became unhappy, and the yellow-haired young man angered. Ning Xiaoliai was taken aback, anxious and wise, pointing to the sky, with shocked expression on his face, he suddenly yelled, "Look, flying saucer!" Taking advantage of the dumbfounded opportunities of the gangsters, Ning Xiaoliai turned around and pulled Lin Yuman and ran all the way. Grass, dare to play us! The gangsters who reacted were furious and chased them in stride. Ning Xiaoliai pulled Lin Yuman and ran forward for a while, then let go of her hand and shouted, Lin Xiaoliai, you run first, I will stop them. No, I don't want to watch you get beaten for me. Lin Yuman shook his head like a rattle. At this time, he was still considering the safety of others. Ning Xiaoliai was very anxious and shouted, let's stop talking nonsense, go quickly, and be beaten, which is more important than your innocence. Without giving Lin Yuman a chance to answer, Ning Xiaoliai turned around and greeted the gangsters. On the way, he took out the mobile phone from his pocket and opened the screen. The software that hadn't been closed in the future appeared immediately before his eyes. Finding Sumi's bag, Ning Xiaoliai took out the only thing inside, Yaelidan, and stuffed it into his mouth. With his physique that was panting for 1,000 meters, he obviously couldn't beat so many punks. The only hope was to use the things in that group. Having seen the power of the super invincible stink bomb, Ning Xiaoliai felt that this demon power pill would not let himself down. Although the demon power pill according to the name is for the demon to eat, the situation is critical now, and he can't take care of that much. When the demon force pill lowered his stomach, Ning Xiaoliai suddenly felt muscle pain, and his whole body was hot, and there seemed to be endless strength in his body. Slowly clenching his fists, feeling the unpleasant strength on his body, Ning Xiaoliai couldn't help but raise his head and let out a long scream. The gangsters who were chasing Ning Xiaoliai and Lin Yuman were startled. One of the sharp-eyed gangsters shouted at Huang Mao, "Brother Huang Mao, he is taking drugs. Naughty your sister, play more games." Huang Mao slapped the head of the talking in an angry manner and waved, "Fuck me and kill him." After all, he took the lead and hit Ning Xiaoliai with a fierce punch. "Roar, good come!" Ning Xiaoliai roared with excitement in his eyes, and fisted to meet Huang Mao's fist. Crack! In the crisp sound, Huang Mao screamed, and the whole person flew out. The gangsters who were rushing by were taken aback, their complexions changed drastically, and they stopped abruptly in fright. "This is the one punch that broke brother Huang Mao?" The who was slapped by Huang Mao mumbled, "They said they were taking drugs, don't listen to me." "Ah, it hurts me so much, what do you see, let me go with you, and let that kid go." Brother Huang Mao held his injured hand with one hand, and roared angrily at the frightened other bastards. The eyes flickered for a moment, and the crowd, led by the red-haired youth, pounced on Ning Xiaoliai again. Just after recovering from the shock of a punch, Ning Xiaoliai greeted him excitedly. "Don't take advantage of this opportunity to clean up these gangsters, and when this strength of body disappears, it is yourself that suffers." But Ning Xiaoliai didn't know that the strength that Yao Li Dan brought was not temporary, but permanent. With a crackling mess, after more than 10 punches, Ning Xiaoliai managed to bring all the gangsters down with all his strength. It seems that strength alone is not enough, you have to learn some tricks. Looking at the screaming bastards, Ning Xiaoliai rubbed the place where he was beaten and muttered to himself. At this moment, a figure from the back ran to Ning Xiaoliai's side and said in astonishment, "You beat them all down." Ning Xiaoliai heard the sound and saw it, but saw that it was Lin Yuman who had just let him leave. "Didn't you let you run away first?" Looking at Lin Yuman in amazement, Ning Xiaoliai frowned. I am worried about you, I am afraid that something will happen to you." Lin Yuman blinked big innocent eyes and looked at Ning Xiaoliai grievously. Ning Xiaoliai smiled bitterly and shook his head, and was directly defeated by these beautiful eyes that could kill any man in a flash, and said speechlessly, "Well, fortunately, I was lucky enough to put them all down, otherwise, you would be miserable if you were taken by Lin." Thank you very much, I think you were beaten by them just now, let me see, does it hurt?" Giving a grateful look at Ning Xiaoliai, Lin Yuman turned her attention to the wound on Ning Xiaoliai's body, stretched out her slender fingers, and gently rubbed him up. Seeing Lin Yuman's serious appearance, Ning Xiaoliai couldn't help but become obsessed. Such a perfect and kind-hearted girl is worth the beating for her. Sending Lin Yuman back to school, the two chatted a lot along the way. Ning Xiaoliai also knew why Lin Yuman drank, and everything was because of the boyfriend arranged for her at home. Not wanting her destiny to be arranged in this way, Lin Yuman ran out alone when she was bored, ran to the Miracle KTV, sang a party song, drank some wine, unexpectedly met the gangster, fortunately met Ning Xiaoliai. Ning Xiaoliai returned to the dormitory after waiting until the door of the building opened at 6 o'clock in the morning. The two reluctantly said goodbye and watched Lin Yuman go back. Back to the dormitory, Wang Kai and Chang Shan were not there, and the other roommate Zhao Xiaoshu was also missing. After thinking about it, Ning Xiaoliai was just about to take out his mobile phone to make a call to Wang Kai, when suddenly he heard a familiar vibration from the mobile phone. I like the Super Big Monster Chat Red Envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it, the Super Big Monster Chat Red Envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest. It's a group of monsters. Ning Xiaoliai almost jumped up excitedly, very happy. Only this software that is beyond common sense can ignore his settings and vibrate if it wants to vibrate. Having personally experienced the effects of Super Invincible Stink Bomb and Demon Power Pill, Ning Xiaoliai still didn't understand that those guys in the group might be real. In one day, from being broken in love to being drawn into a group of monsters, and exposed to an unbelievable world, life can be described as ups and downs. It was also because of this group that Ning Xiaoliai was able to quickly get out of the shadow of broken love, and even met Lin Yuman, one of the 3 most famous school girls. In the past, this was something that I could not even think of. Don't talk about chatting with Lin Yuman all the way, even if Lin Yuman is really confused, if he comes forward, he will only lie in the hospital, let alone save the beauty. Like chicken blood, Ning Xiaoliai couldn't wait to take out his mobile phone and slashed the screen. The news really came from the monster group in that software. The Bone Spirit, Brother Black Bear, the slave loves you so much, I will send you a red envelope. Fox Demon Daji, the slave loves you too, Brother Black Bear is the best. Big Sister Pan Sidong, Brother Xiong, our 7 sisters are taking a bath, do you want to come together? Sister Pan Sidong, come and have fun together. Third Sister Pan Sidong, same as above. Sister Pan Sidong, same as above. As soon as he turned on the phone, Ning Xiaoliai saw the scene that made him almost laugh. Flipping it up, he understood the whole story. It turned out that the Black Bear spirit had sent a red envelope, and the group fried it directly. These female spirits urged him to send another one. Ning Xiaoliai tried to open the red envelope just now, and found that he had already received it, and was a little depressed. It's so late. But looking at this situation, the Black Bear spirit should not be able to withstand the teasing of these female fairies, and maybe another one will be posted. At this time, someone in the group spoke again, but it was a Black Bear spirit. Black Bear spirit, sisters, let go of my little brother, I just post it. Seeing this, Ning Xiaoliai's body became tight in an instant, haha, there was another red envelope. As soon as Ning Xiaoliai was ready, a big red envelope appeared on the phone. Taking out a finger of Zen power, Ning Xiaoliai quickly clicked. Congratulations, the Black Bear boxing technique for grabbing the red envelope of the Black Bear spirit has been deposited in the sumi bag. For a moment, Ning Xiaoliai jumped up excitedly. What is really missing? When I was fighting with the gangsters, I just thought about my shortcomings, and this immediately grabbed a boxing technique. Haha, Brother Black Bear, I love you to death. Forcibly resisting the urge to watch the Black Bear boxing technique immediately, Ning Xiaoliai continued to stare at the screen. He had an intuition that red envelopes would appear. Bone Spirit, Brother Black Bear, a real man. Fox Demon Daji, real man. Nine-tailed Pheasant Essence, real man. Sister Pan Sidong, a real man. Sister Pan Sidong, same as above. Third Sister Pan Sidong, same as above. Bai Sohen, Brother Black Bear is bold, and Sohen admires him. Xiaoqing, Sister admire, and I admire too. After being disturbed by these banshees, there was a male demon in the group that couldn't sit still, and the golden-winged Dapen eagle jumped out first. Golden-winged eagle, what do you mean, except for the bear, we are not really men anymore? Fox Demon Daji, it's not counted. The slaves said it's not it, the red envelope said it. Bone Spirit, yes, the red envelope has the final say. Nine-tailed Pheasant Essence, the red envelope has the final say. Bai Sohen, the red envelope has the final say. Behind is a string of banshees screens, the golden-winged Dapen eagle was directly taken back. With the arrogant temperament of the golden-winged Dapen carving, of course he couldn't bear being so scorned and jumped out again. Golden-winged eagle, isn't it just a red envelope? I will send it to let you see what a real man is. White Bones, I look forward to it, I love warming up real guys the most. Fox Demon Daji, shameless, your cold bed is almost the same. Xiaoqing, don't make a noise, sisters, red envelopes are coming. As soon as Xiaoqing finished speaking, a big red envelope appeared on the screen. Ning Xiaoliai's hands were quick, and he poked the red envelope accurately. Congratulations, the red envelope Tianpeng footwork of the golden winged Daipen eagle has been deposited in the sumi bag. Wow, it's footwork, cool. Ning Xiaoliai was extremely pleasantly surprised. Today, this is really a runaway luck, and everything he grabs is necessary. But it seems that with his current situation, any red envelope from the group is probably useful. A black bear boxing technique and a Tianpeng footwork, if you learn it, then you are a martial arts master. Ning Xiaoliai thought with joy, but soon he frowned. The masters on the TV all have inner strength and so on, that is, exercises. Although the black bear fist and Tianpeng footwork are good, they are just moves, and they are not enough for him to cultivate internal energy. Thinking of this, Ning Xiaoliai's attention returned to the phone. Since there is no exercise method, he would grab another one. Golden winged Daipen eagle, how about, am I a true man? Bone essence, cut it, pull it down, I just saw the red envelope you sent, and it's not half the size of my brother Black Bear. I am ashamed to say that I am a real man. Fox Demon Daji, this is reasonable. I grabbed a piece of the stubborn lotus root, but it was not thick enough. It didn't feel like it was used. Little Jinpeng, tell my sister, what else is this thing useful for? Xiaoqing, I also grabbed a piece of the stubborn lotus root, and it didn't taste like when I ate it. Sister Daji, you said it works, how do you use it? Bai Sohen, cough cough, Xiaoqing, don't ask. Jinpeng, it's not that my sister said you, to be a man, to be grand. Golden winged Daipen eagle, wait, I will steal the treasure of the bald donkey. After leaving a sentence, the golden winged great Peng eagle disappeared directly, and he wanted to make a treasure. Ning Xiaoliai quietly peered at the screen all the way, and when he saw Daji driving without saying a word, he almost sprayed a mouthful of old blood on the screen. Sure enough, she is a female fairy who can ruin a country, driving anytime, anywhere, without giving people a chance to prepare. But after seeing what the golden winged Daipen eagle said, Ning Xiaoliai couldn't help showing surprise in his eyes. Tathagata, that is a big figure in the Buddhist world, and his treasure is certainly not bad. I just don't know if the golden winged Daipen eagle can get it. In the group of water groups where several female demons were in the same group, time passed bit by bit, unknowingly it was half an hour. Suddenly, a big red envelope appeared on the screen. Ning Xiaoliai, who was waiting and drowsy, jerked his fingers like springs. Congratulations, I grabbed 30 red packets of small yellow pill from the golden winged Daipen eagle, which have been deposited in the sumi bag. Isn't it a exercise? Frozen slightly, Ning Xiaoliai was a little disappointed, but soon became happy again. It's good luck to grab the Tianpeng footwork and black bear fist that you need most, and you can't be too greedy. This little yellow pill looks good, but the key is that there are 30. Click on Xiao Huang Dan's instructions in sumi bag, and a line of information pops up. Xiao Huang Dan, healing pills can cure any trauma that is not a special injury. Healer? Ning Xiaoliai had surprise in his eyes, glanced at the bruise on his body, and took one out and stuffed it into his mouth. The little yellow pill melted in his mouth and quickly turned into a stream of heat rushing to the limbs. In Ning Xiaoliai's stunned eyes, the bruise on his body disappeared in the blink of an eye, as if he had never been injured. I'm going, this is too good, right? Ning Xiaoliai murmured, squeezing the injured skin dumbfounded. He tried it personally just now, and the injury was really healed, not just looking better. This medicinal effect hit hundreds of streets of the medicine sold in the hospital now. After a long time, Ning Xiaoliai calmed down the ups and downs. He glanced at the chat group and found that it was only the golden-winged great peng eagle and the female elves who had been bragging and pouring water before turning off the software. I called Wang Kai and asked about his situation with Chang Shan. Ning Xiaoliai climbed onto the bed and soon fell asleep. He stayed up all night and was very sleepy. I like the super big monster chat red envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it. The super big monster chat red envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest. It was afternoon when I woke up. Ning Xiaoliai was refreshed. It's not that this kind of effect can be achieved after a whole morning sleep, but because Ning Xiaoliai is happy. As the saying goes, people are refreshed on happy occasions, not to mention contact with the legendary monsters. When reading online novels in the past, Ning Xiaoliai dreamed of embarking on the path of cultivation, flying to the sky and omnipotent. It's all right now, although it's almost as I imagined, but at any rate, his life trajectory is different from ordinary people. Brother Xiaolei, are you awake? As soon as Ning Xiaoliai sat up, there was a voice. Looking in the direction of the sound, he saw that it was a handsome young man, who was another roommate of Ning Xiaoliai's dormitory, Zhao Xiaoshu. Little book, you are back. Ning Xiaoliai nodded, climbed down from the bed, moved his muscles and bones. Zhao Xiaoshu looked up and down at Ning Xiaoliai, his eyes flickered for a moment, and said, Brother Xiaoliai, I heard from Brother Kai last night that something happened to you. It's okay, it's settled, it's just that I was late. Fatty Kai and Shanzi were beaten up. Ning Xiaoliai shook his head, a cold light flashed in his eyes. Brother's hatred, how could it be forgotten? Sooner or later, he will let Du Weigo repay it twice. It's okay to hurt him, but not to hurt Ning Xiaoliai's brother. Brother Xiaolei, who hurt them? Do you want me to find someone? Looking at Ning Xiaoliai, Zhao Xiaoshu asked. Ning Xiaoliai waved his hand and said, it's because of me, and I can solve it by myself. You have to study well, don't be disturbed. Seeing Ning Xiaoliai's eyes resolute, Zhao Xiaoshu pondered for a moment and nodded, okay, Brother Xiaoliai, you must tell me in time if you have anything, so I can help you. Well, brother, thanks. Ning Xiaoliai did not refuse, smiled and patted Zhao Xiaoshu on the shoulder, and agreed. Not long after the two stayed, Wang Kai and Chang Shan rushed back to the dormitory covered in gauze. After being injured last night, they went to the hospital for a day of intravenous drip, which ended not long ago. Brother Kai, Brother Shan, are you hurt so badly? When Wang Kai and Chang Shan came in, Zhao Xiaoshu couldn't help flashing cold killing intent after seeing the appearance of the two. Little book, it's okay, it looks scary, but it's okay, you see, it doesn't hurt, hiss. He squeezed out a smile at Zhao Xiaoshu, and Chang Shan was about to raise his arm to show his peace, but it affected the injury and grinned with pain. Seeing this, Ning Xiaoliai hurriedly went to support Chang Shan, glared at him, and said, Shanzi, don't be foolish, I'll find medicine for you. After pretending to be rummaging in the closet for a long time, Ning Xiaoliai took out the phone and quietly extracted 2 small yellow pills from Sumi's bag. Fatty Kai, Shanzi, 1 for each person. This is an elixir obtained from an ancient temple in our place. It is effective in treating injuries. While speaking, Ning Xiaoliai handed over Xiao Huangdan. Wang Kai and Chang Shan took it dubiously, and Chang Shan said, Xiaolei, sure it's not poison. Why is it poison? I tried it myself. Ning Xiaoliai rolled his eyes and looked at Chang Shandao angered. Chang Shan smiled and said, Hey, Xiaolei, don't mind, I just said casually, I was looking at this yellow pill like an ancient pill, I heard that there is mercury in it, which can be poisonous. Brother Shan, show me. Zhao Xiaoshu suddenly spoke, looking at Xiao Huangdan in Chang Shan's hand. Without hesitation, Chang Shan handed over Xiao Huangdan. Stretching out 2 fingers, Zhao Xiaoshu carefully squeezed it up, placed it in front of his nose and sniffed it lightly, and then a flash of light suddenly appeared in his eyes. "Little book, what's wrong? Don't scare me." Seeing Zhao Ziashu's expression, Chang Shan shuddered in fright and said with a sad face. Hearing this, Zhao Ziashu exhaled, his expression calmed down, and he handed the Xiao Huang Dan back, saying, "It's okay, this pill is not poisonous, but it is very good for the injury." "Is it?" Chang Shan took it blankly, and Wang Kai on the side heard Zhao Ziashu's words and put Xiao Huang Dan into his mouth. Looking at Zhao Ziashu in surprise, Ning Xiaoliai walked over and helped Wang Kai remove the gauze from his body. "Fatty Kai, it's okay. The injury has healed. This medicine is effective." Seeing Wang Kai seemingly worried, Ning Xiaoliai smiled. The gauze was removed, revealing the skin underneath, only to see the scars on Wang Kai's body last night, which had long since disappeared. If it wasn't for the blood stains left on it, it would even make people wonder if he was injured last night. And seeing Wang Kai's injury so quickly healed, Zhao Ziashu's eyes once again showed a trace of horror. "This medicinal effect is too bad. Fatty K, press it to see if it hurts." Ning Xiaoliai looked at Wang Kai with a smile, and said to Chang Shan, who was stunned by the sight, "Shanzi, you don't want to eat it? Give it back to me if you are afraid of poison." "Eat, I eat, who said I won't eat any more, dare to let me go back," and immediately break off friendship. Fearing that Ning Xiaoliai would want to go back, Chang Shan couldn't wait to stuff Xiao Huang Dan into his mouth. Ning Xiaoliai smiled and smiled. "Brother Xiaolei, let's talk, I want to ask you something." At this moment, Zhao Ziashu suddenly spoke, and then walked to the balcony outside the dormitory. Ning Xiaoliai froze for a moment, then followed. "Little book, you want to ask me about the pill?" Looking at Zhao Ziashu, Ning Xiaoliai spoke. He had already guessed what Zhao Ziashu wanted to ask him. Zhao Ziashu nodded and said, "Brother Xiaoliai, where is the ancient temple where you obtained this kind of medicine? I would like to ask for some pills for my family when I have time. I can't tell exactly where it is. It was when I was a kid. I was playful with my friends. I strayed into an ancient temple in the mountains and got such a bottle of pill. Later, I couldn't find it after looking for it." Ning Xiaoliai's eyes flickered and lied. The matter of the monster group involved major issues, and Ning Xiaoliai did not dare to let others know its secrets before he could protect himself. It's not that he doesn't believe in roommates like brothers, but that he has a last resort. Fortunately, Zhao Ziashu didn't ask much. He pondered for a moment and said, "Well, brother Xiaolei, can I ask you for a few pills?" "Yes, it's all brothers, I will get it for you." When he came to the closet, Ning Xiaoliai, as before, took 5 small yellow pills under cover and gave them to Zhao Ziashu. Zhao Ziashu was extremely excited and grateful for a long time, until Ning Xiaoliai deliberately sullen his face, then smiled. "I want to welcome the same future as you, and I want to stare at the same star in the same place." After chatting with 3 roommates for a while, Ning Xiaoliai's cell phone ringing suddenly rang, with 4 large characters Lin Daxiao Hua. Frozen, Ning Xiaoliai picked it up and said with joy, "Maid Lin, why call me? Don't be pitiful, come downstairs, I'll buy you some fruit, and visit you for your injury." Lin Yuman's jealous voice rang from the phone, seemingly speechless. Ning Xiaoliai smiled openly and replied, "Good, I will go down now." After hung up the phone and greeted the roommates, Ning Xiaoliai rushed out. Even if it's just sending fruits, it's something that others can't ask for, so be positive. Inside the dormitory, watching Ning Xiaoliai leave with a smile on his face, Wang Kai and Chang Shan frowned. Chang Shan's face was a little unhappy, and he hummed, "What's wrong with Lin Xin, this has gotten better with Du Weigu, and what else Yin Xiaoliai did? We all see how Xiaolei treats her. Now she is getting better with Du Weigu, why don't you let Xiaolei go?" Wang Kai's eyes were cold and his face was angry. Looking at the two curiously, Zhao Xiaoshu asked, Brother Shan, Brother Kai, what are you talking about? Isn't Lin Xin Brother Xiaoliai's girlfriend? What's the matter with Du Weigu? Xiaoshu, it is like this, Lin Xin dumped Xiaolei, yesterday. Chang Shan's face was pale, and he told Zhao Xiaoshu about yesterday. Downstairs in the boys' dormitory, Lin Yuman was holding several bags of fruit, and Qiao Sheng stood there, waiting quietly. With her name as one of the three major school flowers, she immediately attracted the attention of many students. Many people stopped and watched, admiring her beauty and talking about it. Looking at Lin Yuman's posture, he was obviously waiting for someone. They were very curious about which boy had such an honor. I like the super big monster chat red envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it. The super big monster chat red envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest. As soon as Ning Xiaoliai came out of the boys' dormitory, he saw a slender beauty from a distance, with her back facing the door. Even though he had only met once last night, Ning Xiaoliai immediately recognized who the other party was. When replaced by someone else, how could there be such a fascinating situation that people can only be fascinated by their backs, and it can only be Lin Yuman, one of the senior colonels. Lin Yuman is now wearing a light-colored shirt and a soft light blue skirt on her lower body. She has a slender waist, white and slender legs, and bright eyes. Ning Xiaoliai quietly walked around in front of Lin Yuman, looked at her innocent face, smiled and said, College flower, are you waiting for your boyfriend? Lin Yuman was slightly startled when he saw a personal touch-up suddenly appeared in front of him. After seeing that it was Ning Xiaoliai, he was relieved. A faint smile appeared on her face, Lin Yuman's eyes flashed a hint of sly, and her cheeks suddenly flushed with shame, and she nodded and said, Yes, I have brought fruit for my boyfriend. Ning Xiaoliai was just making a joke. Lin Yuman didn't expect Lin Yuman to answer that way. His eyes were instantly rounded, and the whole person was immediately messed up. Which one is this little girl singing? Could it be that I was moved by the heroic appearance of my brother who saved the United States last night? When Ning Xiaoliai was crooked, the boys around were unhappy. Even if it's to strike up a school flower, there must be someone who comes first. You guys are not kind. The boy in front, how dare you talk to Colonel Lin and asked us if we agree. Students, don't disturb us looking at the school flowers, hurry up and go. I don't take a picture of myself with soaking urine. I want to soak in school flowers for this honor, so get out. Ning Xiaoliai was dumbfounded for a long time, and after realizing that everyone was talking about himself, he suddenly became unhappy. What's wrong with my brother? What's the problem with talking to Lin Lin? Besides, although my brother's appearance is not handsome, at least it does not affect the appearance of the city. Don't be dissatisfied with it, the school you are destined to look up to, your brother will still be soaked. Quitting his lips silently, Ning Xiaoliai turned to Lin Yuman, who had been snickering, and said, College flower, go shopping together with a face. Okay, you are my boyfriend anyway. Lin Yuman chuckled and nodded, not twisting at all. What? Ning Xiaoliai almost thought that he had heard it wrong, and almost fell down. Is this girl serious? If there was a joke at the beginning, what should we do this time? Take it. When Ning Xiaoliai was dumbfounded, Lin Yuman stuffed the bags of fruit he was holding into Ning Xiaoliai's hand, and then directly reached out and took his arm. Feeling the familiar soft touch on his arm, Ning Xiaoliai regained his senses. Squeezing his face vigorously, Ning Xiaoliai confirmed again that he was not dreaming. Damn, really? Glancing at Lin Yuman with a blushing face, Ning Xiaoliai still didn't believe it. Lin Yuman was speechless, rolled her eyes, and said in a groaning voice, I'm dull, I'm holding your arm, can it be fake? Go away. Ning Xiaoliai stunned and responded, and was dragged by Lin Yuman towards the playground. When the two left, the door of the boys' dormitory was bombed. Damn, that kid actually hooked up with Colonel Linear. College Lin took the initiative to take the man's arm. My god, my innocent goddess, so sad, she doesn't live anymore. Big news, super big news, who knows the details of that boy? Ning Xiaoliai and Lin Yuman gradually walked away amidst the comments of everyone behind them. I like the super big monster chat red envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it. The super big monster chat red envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest. After gradually moving away from the crowd, Lin Yuman released Ning Xiaoliai's arm blushingly. Why, stop acting. Ning Xiaoliai looked at Lin Yuman amusedly, smiling slightly. At the beginning, he was still a little confused, but then he thought about it carefully. Although he saved Lin Yuman, it was not enough to make Lin Yuman like him. The only explanation was that Lin Yuman just wanted to create the impression that she had a boyfriend in front of everyone. And when the two were chatting last night, Ning Xiaoliai also learned about Lin Yuman being persecuted by her family. She obviously wanted to change her mind in this way. Comparing the two, Ning Xiaoliai guessed Lin Yuman's mind. You can see it. Lin Yuman looked at Ning Xiaoliai, blinked innocently with her big eyes, and asked, you won't blame me? What's the blame for you? I can pretend to be Lin's boyfriend, no one can ask for it. Ning Xiaoliai smiled and shook his head, the fool would refuse this good thing. And along the way just now, he has enjoyed no less. I have to say that Lin Yuman's figure is very predictable, the convex place is convex, the curved place is warped. Ning Xiaoliai almost indulged in it and couldn't help himself. I didn't mean that, pretending to be my boyfriend may cause you some trouble. Lin Yuman pursed her lips slightly and bit her teeth. Frozen, Ning Xiaoliai immediately waved his hand indifferently and said, you saw it yesterday. With my combat power, whoever dares to find the fault and directly hit the ground, it is the colonel who spoils you. Do you want to think about the fake show? Being a big-headed ghost of you, wanting to be Lin Yuman's man is not that simple. Ning Xiaoliai glared at the hippie smiling face, and Lin Yuman didn't get angry. I will work hard. I have a hunch that I am that kind of talented player. Ning Xiaoliai didn't mind, he smiled. Lin Yuman was speechless, and immediately rolled her eyes, and said, if you want to be my boyfriend, it's okay. You have to level my house first. At that time, this girl will consider giving you a chance. Well, it's a deal. Ning Xiaoliai will not accept anything, especially not. Ning Xiaoliai patted his chest and replied with joy. Looking at this situation, it looks like a show. Since ancient times, new sons-in-law have passed the mother-in-law's level, isn't it just to put the mother-in-law down, and fight for the happiness of life? After going for a walk with Lin Yuman on the playground, Ning Xiaoliai personally sent Lin Yuman back to the girls' dormitory, and then returned. As soon as he opened the door of his dormitory, Ning Xiaoliai saw Wang Kai and 3 other roommates, and kept his eyes on him. Xiaolei, okay, we thought you were out with Lin Xin, but we didn't expect that you were the college student who hooked up with Lin Xin, honestly explain how to catch it, why don't we know? Wow, if you don't show the mountains or the dew, I don't accept anybody, so I will take Xiaolei. Brother Xiaolei, congratulations! Compared with Lin Xin, Lin Xiahua is a lot stronger, so take it well. Looking at the 3 roommates dumbfoundingly, Ning Xiaoliai said, I said that Lin and I were just pretending to be lovers, do you believe it? Do not believe. Wang Kai and the other 3 spoke in unison, shaking their heads more than the other. Ning Xiaoliai had known this a long time ago, and handed the fruit he was holding to the 3 of them. Since they cannot change their views, they can only choose to silence their mouths. Facts proved that gagging is not so easy. The 3 of them continued to laugh and shake him while eating. This was bought by Lin's flowers. It's delicious when you eat it. I envy Xiaolei. Xiaolei, what a blessing, Lin Hua has bought you fruit for you, and said that you are pretending to be. Seeing that there was a tendency to be sorely killed by these guys, Ning Xiaoliai found an excuse to escape into the bathroom. Taking a breath, Ning Xiaoliai took out the phone and opened the software. Everything in the chat group is the same, no one sends out red envelopes, only some monsters chatting about all kinds of homework, and the content is quite interesting. But now Ning Xiaoliai can't pay attention, he wants to learn Tianpeng footwork and black bear boxing. Click to open the Sumi bag, select these two things, and click extract. The next moment, a golden light flashed in front of him, and 2 pages of golden paper appeared in front of him. Ning Xiaoliai was a little confused. Before he understood what was going on, the golden paper turned into 2 streams of light and entered his mind. After the slight tingling of his head, Ning Xiaoliai recovered, and was shocked to find that the information of Tianpeng's footwork and black bear boxing had been imprinted in his memory. As long as they practice more, they will definitely show their power over time. I like the super big monster chat red envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it. The super big monster chat red envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest. Coming out of the bathroom, Ning Xiaoliai walked and hummed triumphantly. But no, he has learned the black bear boxing technique and Tianpeng footwork, plus the extra strength from eating the demon power pill. How can he be equivalent to half of the legendary martial arts person? He is confident, now that he meets the gangsters of Brother Huang Mao again, he can knock them down without a punch. Life is so lonely as snow, is this the realm of a master? I understand. In the expressions of Wang Kai and the 3 roommates looking at the fool, Ning Xiaoliai pretended to put on a high-level demeanor, with a sad expression on his face. Chang Shan rolled his eyes and curled his lips. Xiao Lei, did you knock your head in the bathroom just now? Sister and I. The momentum created deliberately was broken by a single sentence, and Ning Xiaoliai couldn't help cursing badly. Wow, I almost choked on an internal injury. It's easy to be beaten when you talk like this. The few roommates in the dormitory are Chang Shan's most lively personality, and his words can always kill his popularity. Wang Kai's temperament is the same as his own physique, sleek and stable. The last one, Zhao Xiaoshu, has always been mysterious. Although Ning Xiaoliai and the others have been in for 2 years, they didn't know the situation in his family. They had never seen any of his parents. Zhao Xiaoshu came by himself when the school started. But this does not affect the relationship between the 4 in their dormitory. Zhao Xiaoshu treats people sincerely and is very polite. He is the youngest of the 4, and several people always treat him as a younger brother. I don't have a sister, Fatty Kai has it, so wow, Xiao Lei, you have Lin Lin, and. Chang Shan continued to tease Ning Xiaoliai, this time Ning Xiaoliai couldn't bear it, and immediately rushed over, intending to give Chang Shan a taste of the underdog. Before he knew it, Ning Xiaoliai naturally used Tianpeng footwork. His figure flickered, stepping on mysterious steps, and in the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of Chang Shan. Chang Shan, who was smiling wretchedly, could only feel that Ning Xiaoliai had arrived in front of him with a flower in front of him, and then he was pressed under him. Of course, Ning Xiaoliai wouldn't be polite to Chang Shan. He beat Chang Shan into a scream. On the side, Wang Kai looked at the two with a smile, biting an apple in his mouth to watch the show. Not far from him, Zhao Xiaoshu frowned, his eyes flashing, and he didn't know what he was thinking. The next day, Monday, the weather was fine and there were 2 classes in the morning. Ning Xiaoliai woke up early, had breakfast, and went to the classroom with Zhao Xiaoshu. Chang Shan and Wang Kai both have girlfriends, and they are not with them. At this moment, there are only a handful of people in the classroom, and other people usually arrive about 10 minutes before class. Randomly found a back seat, Ning Xiaoliai and Zhao Xiaoshu sat down. When I was bored, Ning Xiaoliai took out his mobile phone, opened the software, and clicked on the chat group. A bunch of demons and monsters in the group were chatting very vigorously. Golden-winged Dapen Eagle, today I went out and cleaned up Neza and hung high Peacock King. Brother, you can cause trouble at will, don't be afraid. If you can't beat your brother, use the 5-color light to help you brush them. Brother is the first under the Saint Golden-winged Dapen Eagle, brother domineering. Fox Demon Daji, brother Dapen is also domineering. People like the red envelope you sent yesterday. 9-tailed pheasant essence, well, Dapen is really domineering. Empress Shiji, well done, or if it weren't, I'll go to clean up Neza's poorly disciplined boy. Bull Demon King, what's so special, just hit it, can you stop taking my son with him? The group suddenly became quiet, and everyone seemed to think that this kind of thing was not easy to mix. After a while, the golden-winged eagle jumped out again. Golden-winged Dapen Eagle, who made him get close to the immortals of the human race, and who did not clean him. I want to say, Bull Demon King, you should also take care of your son. Bull Demon King, why, regardless of whether my son is my business, do you want to make trouble? Golden-winged Dapen Eagle, I'm afraid that you won't be able to fight. If I have a golden-winged Dapen, I'm afraid of anyone, and if I can't beat it, my brother will support it. Bull Demon King, okay, can't my 7 great sages be vegetarian? Golden-winged Dapen Eagle, the 7 sages? You really think you can call them all to help you? Monkey King, don't make a noise, brother New, let me tell you, this is what yours is. Your son is important. Isn't our demon race's affection not important? It is really time to take care of the red boy. I like the super big monster chat red envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it, the super big monster chat red envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest. Seeing this familiar figure suddenly popping out, Ning Xiaoli's eyes rounded suddenly. Monkey King Monkey, I haven't seen him chat before, and thought he wasn't in the group, I didn't expect him to jump out now. When he was a child, he watched TV. Monkey Sun has always been his idol of Ning Xiaoli. He dreamed of becoming a lawless character like him. I have to say that the words of Brother Monkey are useful, and the golden-winged Dapen Eagle and the Bull Demon will no longer make a noise. But Ning Xiaoli calmed down and ran through the chat records again, but his brows gradually frowned. Judging by the content of the chat, the relationship between the Yaezu and the Fairy Buddha does not seem to be so good. After thinking about it, Ning Xiaoli shook his head. He was just an ordinary person. Worrying about what this kind of demon's event would do was really unfounded. At this time, Monkey Sun spoke again in the group. Monkey King, we are a family of monsters. Thinking about the glory of monsters in ancient times, we must bear in mind the lessons, do not fight internally, help each other, unite and love each other. After Sun Monkey finished speaking, a big red envelope popped up on the screen. Ning Xiaoli was slightly taken aback, and kept busy. Congratulations, I grabbed the red envelope from Monkey King and got 2 demon power pills, which have been deposited in Sumi's bag. Yao Li Dan. There was joy in Ning Xiaoli's eyes, and the demon force pill had helped a lot the last time he was a gangster. At this time, a lot of people have been in the classroom one after another, and there are only a few minutes left before class. At this moment, a scent of perfume and odor mixed up suddenly from the door of the classroom. Ning Xiaoli was taken aback for a moment, but looked up, but it was Du Weigu and Lin Xin. Behind them, there were still a few students who followed them, but they were stalkers with them in the Miracle KTV that day. Damn, what smells, it smells. Fell in the cesspit, no, I can't stand it, open the window. Nima, who has the smell on her body, hurry out to dry. All the students covered their mouths and noses with an expression of disgust in the classroom. As soon as he walked into the door, Du Weigu's face, who was smiling, instantly froze and became extremely ironic. Looking around the classroom, Du Weigu's gaze fell on Ning Xiaoliai, and he let out an angry scream, Ning Xiaoliai, it's not because of you, I killed you. Fool, be quiet, this is a classroom, a place for learning in class. Ning Xiaoliai curled his lips and snorted, disdainfully. Du Weigu was still a little sensible, took a few deep breaths, and said coldly, wait, I will kill you sooner or later, Xiner, let's go. Glancing at Ning Xiaoliai provocatively, Du Weigu walked to the window seat beside Lin Xin with his arms around. Seeing this, the students who were sitting nearby quickly dispersed and found another seat. It's really the smell of Du Weigu and others, it smells so terrible. Seeing this situation, Du Weigu's complexion became more and more iron, and his hatred for Ning Xiaoliai became deeper. Ning Xiaoliai didn't worry about Du Weigu's affairs at all. Originally, he wanted to find Du Weigu to avenge Wang Kai and Chang Shan. Wouldn't it be better if he sent him to the door to find a chance? In the classroom, there was a moment of silence, and the other students watched Ning Xiaoliai, Lin Xin, and Du Weigu talking. Through the scene that happened just now, they all knew what happened between the three, and they were very curious about what happened. Especially after seeing Ning Xiaoliai's girlfriend Lin Xin and Du Weigu together, it is inevitable that some other conjectures will be drawn. I like the Super Big Monster Chat Red Envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it, the Super Big Monster Chat Red Envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest. The whole class was very boring, and an enchanting-looking female teacher took the textbook and read it. Ning Xiaoliai stopped listening and played with his mobile phone while covering his head. What kind of classes are there when he comes into contact with those demons and monsters in the group? Ning Xiaoliai's future is destined to go to heaven and earth. Although he didn't know why he was a human being drawn into the group of monsters, he came into contact with the magical red envelope inside, where he was willing to leave. Stealthily stealing the red envelope is the kingly way. As for the problem that was discovered, that is also a future thing, anyway, it's fine now. In the group, after Monkey Sun gave out a red envelope, the Bull Devil spoke. Bull Demon King, what the wise brother said is reasonable, my fault is my fault. Golden Winged Dapen Eagle, I was also wrong. After all, Red Boy is also a member of our monster clan, and I shouldn't even tidy him up. Sun Wukong, well, it's rare that everyone is so worthy of my old grandson, so just don't make a noise in the future. Nuwa, what Wukong said is reasonable. The purpose of establishing this group is to strengthen the unity of our monster race. Bai Sohen, Empress Nuwa has appeared, welcome. Xiao Qing, welcome, welcome. Bone Essence, welcome, welcome. Except for very few important matters, all the non-diving monsters came out and swiped 99 plus messages in an instant. Ning Xiaoliai finally managed to resist the urge to follow along and let out a long sigh. Now I don't know what these monsters in the group think of themselves, if they are found kicked out, they will have nowhere to cry. After the welcome, the chat content in the group is back on track again. Nuwa, I am very pleased to see everyone doing this. OM. A big red envelope appeared on the screen. I grab it. Ning Xiaoliai used his trident tested to grab red envelopes and clicked hard. Congratulations, for grabbing Nuwa's red envelope and getting a copy of Eastern Emperor Sutra, which has been deposited in Sumi's bag. Eastern Emperor Jing? It seems to be a technique, wow! Seeing the pop-up prompt, Ning Xiaoliai almost jumped up excitedly. Now that there are all the exercises and moves, Ning Xiaoliai thought it would be very difficult for him to rise and take off. You must know that the things he grabbed were not ordinary things, whether it was a black bear spirit, a golden-winged big eagle, or a Nuwa, what could they send out? Even if they make up things casually, they can crush all the exercises on the earth. After Nuwa, the red envelopes in the group did not stop, and the Bull Demon King and the Golden Winged Dapendiao followed one by one. Congratulations, I grabbed the red envelope of the Bull Demon King and got 3 Demon Chi pills, which have been deposited in the sumi bag. Congratulations, I grabbed the red envelope of the golden-winged Daipen eagle and got 1,000-year-old ginseng, which has been deposited in the sumi bag. After 2 prompts, Ning Xiaoli's happy mouth almost bloomed with joy. The feeling of grabbing the red envelope is so cool, I really want to laugh a few times, wow. After the red envelope, the group exploded. Hey Xiangjing, thanks for the red envelopes from Nuwa Empress, and thanks for the red envelopes from Brother Niu and Daipen. Huang Fengagui, thanks for the red envelope. White-haired mouse spirit, thanks for the red envelope. Fox Demon Daji, thanks for the red envelope. After a series of thanks, Ning Xiaoli had already typed his words, but he abruptly endured it. Although I was very excited about the 3 people who inspired the red envelopes, it was about the possibility of being kicked out of the group, so forget it. However, things were not that simple this time. Ning Xiaoli wanted to dive, but someone pushed him out. I like the Super Big Monster Chat red envelope group to help me become a holy, please collect it. The Super Big Monster Chat red envelope group helps me to become a holy. The literature is updated the fastest.